Hello, beautiful ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions. And you might say, why that name? And it's because at the end of these reactions, I am bringing you a message about this historic shift from the third dimensional consciousness to the fifth dimensional consciousness. But let's start with the song, Vanny Vabiola. I've been away too long. Here we go. I don't know this song, by the way. Do you guys know this song? I don't.
And when I see your eyes, I can't go on with life. It breaks your heart, but I just can't hide it. Oh no, I've been
Let's go back because, wow, such a pretty song, such a sad song about someone who's been away too long and now feels the experience of love for someone else. And that's a whole nother story which we could talk about. But let's go back because, you know, she has such heartfelt emotion when she does anything. Let's watch for that.
And when I see your eyes, I can't go on with life. It breaks your heart, but I just can't hide it. Oh no, I've been
Tell you what, it's making me sad. I feel like crying in my coffee cup, you know. Oh my goodness. Sad. Well, anyway, she's doing such a beautiful job, as you can hear. Let's rewind it a little bit and take it from there. By the way, if you're enjoying this reaction and you want to see more, first of all, hit the like button. And second of all, subscribe and hit the like button for her afterwards. I'm putting the link in the notes. Whenever she sings something, you just... Really, she just makes me want to cry here with this. Here we go, back again.
I've been away too long.
go back on that. That's so pretty. Did she put this in there, or was it already in the song? By the way, comment if you know the song, if and tell me what it's you know, was this already in the song? She sings it so pretty. And comment too if you've had that experience of the end of a love, you know, the end of a love, that that part where you're needing to call it quits for whatever reason, and this sadness that she's talking about. Comment if you know what she's talking about. Wow, another beautiful job by Vanny Vabiola. Oh my goodness. Such a profound experience. You know, listening to her is always a profound experience. Oh my, but I'm leaving it a little bit on the sad side. And what is sadness, right? It's so third dimensional: fear, pain, sadness, anger, all those lower emotions. That's third dimensional. And fifth dimensional: love, joy, peace, bliss. Now this is about love, but it's very, very sad. And it's very interesting because, by the way, if you want to know anything about me and my journey that sort of forged in the fire of third dimensional difficult experiences, there's a small video on this YouTube channel, which also directs you to a longer video. And I came up with a lot of really interesting, skills and talents and abilities through that. And if you're interested in seeing what I've created along that line that might be great for you, you can go to the description on YouTube and drop down to About Lorelei Patreon, on About Lorelei on Patreon. So yeah, got to raise up a little bit more. See, now that you go into that lower range, you've got to like actively work to bring yourself up again. Okay. So my 5D message, and I hope you stick around for these 5D messages, because really, this is an historic time. This has never happened before, and we need to savor every moment as we bring ourselves to the higher vibration and dimension. So my message for today is, why did Jesus really come to earth? Why did Jesus really come to earth? Well, I did a whole video, by the way, back when, and you can look at all the little messages that I'm bringing in each video to see which ones you want to watch. Go back and do that if you haven't done that. But I did a video about how Earth came to be sort of inhabited by all the souls that are on it, and also how it went from a higher dimensional place of love and joy down to the third dimension and all of that. But way back when, and now we have to really understand, first of all, that this planet, which is often called Gaia, it's a full teeming with life planet. This planet is not just like an inert thing that, you know, accidentally makes flowers and trees by the gazillions, and every form of life, every different kind, like multis of billions and trillions of kinds of life, and just keeps making it and making it and making it and making it. This is not an inert planet. This is a planet that is inhabited by a being of light, what you might consider as an archangel. And the name of that archangel is Gaia. And interestingly enough, so many people call the planet, and have historically called the planet, Gaia. Okay, now, I do hear some saying that this inhabiting higher being may be changing to another one in this whole process at some point. But for now, let's just go with Gaia. You can just know that this planet, teeming with massive amounts of life, must have had a higher dimensional being involved in it. And in point of fact, if you go way back to when this planet was even created, we're talking about archangels all getting together, Gaia included, and all saying, hey, what are we going to do here? What are we going to make? How are we going to make it? What kinds of animals? What kinds of trees? What kinds of plants? All that stuff was going on. Okay? So you have this planet that's teeming with life, and it's been decided that At one point, this planet fell down, and that was okay because it was allowed to fall down in vibration to the third dimensional consciousness, the fear, the pain, the suffering, the misery. That was allowed because in this great game, it was understood that at some point it was going to rise back up again, right? So it was going to like come back up to the fifth dimension, which is what the Archangel Gaia wanted of the planet, because it's not real fun, to be hanging out inside a planet. It's so low vibrational for tens and thousands and millions of years or whatever it is, At some point it was expected, and she expected that she would rise up again. But there had been darker beings that had come here and interfered with the natural course of the planet, because we probably would have risen a lot sooner, right? But darker beings had interfered with the natural course of the planet. And finally, at one point, it was looking like this was maybe not going to happen. It was looking like the Gaia Archangel's like, I just don't know if this is going to happen. So what she does is she puts out a message. She sends a message, and it's all telepathic, right? We have to understand it's all telepathic out there. And she says, help, brothers and sisters. I've been here a long, long, long time. Come help, because I don't think we're going to make it on this great game we're playing. I don't know if we're going to make it. She didn't say, I don't think we're going to make it, because that's a negative thing. But she said, I'm not sure we're going to make it, right? You don't ever want to say in a negative, right? I don't think we're going to make it, because you're a very powerful consciousness. But she said, let's put it this way. I don't know if she said, I'm not even sure you're going to make it, because that might be a negative consciousness. She said, I need help. Come help me. Things are not going as planned, right? So she sends that message out, and along come, and by the way, a lot of this information is stuff that I've gotten from my higher self, but also stuff that I've had memories and understandings of in my dream state or my meditation state. And a lot of it is actually stuff that you can find online too. So if you put it all together, you get to come up with a sort of a picture. You do all of this research, plus your higher self and all the information coming from that, plus your dreams and memories and all this. So it's all coming together as this great understanding of this whole thing. So out there, she sent it out to all the souls, I guess, in the galaxy is what I would assume. And some of the higher level souls said, okay, I will go and help. Now we're talking about also fifth dimensional and higher beings, souls who have already gone through whatever process they went through. They dropped down at some point just for the sheer learning of it, and then they rose themselves back up, most of them. And they've already been through the ascension. They've done it already. They know how to do that. And sometimes they've done it many times over, to assist other beings or other planets or whatever. But so they say, all individuals come along, they say, okay, we'll go and we'll help out this planet. These individuals, souls, saying we'll go and we'll help out this planet. But anytime you come to assist a planet, you must understand that you must come into human form. You cannot just come in here and start manipulating things, because that violates the law of free will. So they know that they must come to this planet and they must take human form, and in some ways kind of forget, what they once knew and once understood. Forget that they were really the divine beings that they are. But previous to them coming here, they make this great plan, okay? We're going to go down and we're going to start to, have lives down on the planet and start to bring in some light and start to raise things up. We're not going to know who we are, but we're just going to keep reincarnating into those lives where we start to try to do whatever we do to raise up the planet, right? And at some point, we're all going to come together. And it's going to be this time, like, where it's going to give us enough time, 2,000 years, right, to shift the consciousness. We're going to send one really powerful individual plus a whole group of other really powerful individuals who can assist this individual to bring in the light. So they're all going to come down all at once. So this is what we're talking about with the Jesus story. Jesus was specifically coming here with all of the people that were his disciples. He saw them. He knew them. He picked them out. You're one, you're one, you're one. You may not know it. You may be a fisherman, but you're one. A lot of people out there don't even know they're light workers. But if you're at a high enough vibration, you can see that someone else is a light worker. His parents as well, very high vibrational beings. They were of a particular Jewish religious sect which was of a very high vibration, much higher than the average. So he's coming up among these people, and they're also people of love and all of that, people of joy and people of harmony and all of that, brotherhood. They're totally different than the normal, Judaism, which was like saying, okay, if a woman's got her time of the month, then go put her off in isolation. And if she's sick and she has her time of the month for months and years, then she never gets to be around human beings again there. And we saw much of this in the movie The Chosen, or the whole series, I should say, The Chosen, which, I mean, it just validated what I had already known and understood to be true. But it didn't say about that little sect. That's a little known information, that he was coming from a smaller group, okay, that really knew how to do these, how to own their God power, if you will. So he's got those people up around him. And his point is to bring in the light, bring in the love, bring in the higher consciousness, bring in the higher consciousness, right? Now, what are we talking about? Like, love your brother as yourself. That's higher consciousness. If someone takes your coat, give them also your shirt. That's higher consciousness. Because not just because it's generous. That wasn't the point. The point was that person needs it more than you do. If that person in those days was very there was a lot of poverty then. And if that person needs it more than you do, because you can always just use your divine spark to bring forth whatever you need. And so give that person your coat, your shirt too, and get another one, right? Return good for evil. He that is without sin, throw the first stone. Don't ever judge another person. Don't ever harm another person. You have no right ever to judge or harm anybody. We have certain judges and a system, nowadays in place, but even that, that's not for the individual ever to do that with a criminal or anything. The individual is not ever to do that. It's a whole system in place that maybe needs to keep the order and whatever, but it is not for us to judge another being. And it is certainly not for us to harm another being. Jesus was bringing in such a higher light, even up to and including, I can walk on water. You're my brother, brethren. He called everybody brethren. And of course, he would have called us sistren probably too, if it hadn't been such a male-dominated society. But you are my brother. I can walk on water. What does that imply to you? You can overcome the very physical reality. This was the point that people were missing, right? Because he had already gone, by the way, in his path he had gone to Egypt and learned from the mystics there, and gone to, I believe it was Tibet, and learned from the mystics there how to overcome the very natural reality, which was something that Judaical sect was also working with, okay? So he's overcoming the physical reality and saying, you're my brothers. I'm not just a child of God. You're a child of God too. You can do what I can do. And you don't have to be worried about death. Now, whether or not he stuck around to be crucified on a cross is pretty up for debate, because a higher dimensional being, this you got to understand that there was the power people, the people who 300 years later decided, let's take this Jesus story and let's use it to dominate people and control them. And now they could tell you what a bad person you are. You're so sinful that this God's child had to come and be murdered and pretty much slaughtered like a lamb so that you could actually be forgiven of your horrible sins, right? First of all, a divine being of love would never actively send his child to die. The divine being of love doesn't send any of us to die. It's all our life. We get to choose what we do, and it goes however it goes. But there's no I think I'll just send you to die so we could save these other people, right? That's just not, it's the insanity of it. When you say God is love and you come up with these ideas, but this is the idea that they had, let's control the people and tell them how bad they are. And let's keep their vibration very low by making them always feel guilty, like they're horrible people. And, like somebody had to spill their blood in order for you to be okay, because that's how bad you are. I know I'm probably bothering some people when I say this, and and some of you are saying, yeah, yeah, I get it, but this is really actually how it was. And so whether that higher dimensional being who could walk on water would stick around and let you stick, nails in his arms, well, that's a pretty debatable question. But the point being, though, what he wanted us to understand is that you can get to such a higher vibration. You don't have to be afraid of death because, look at this guy's coming to kill me, and my friend, and someone chops off his ear, and I put it back on because I'm so not afraid of death. There is nothing to fear. I know that death is not as strong as I am. The changing of the Jesus story was all for our control. Really, he came here to teach us we are divine sparks of God with these amazing powers that come from the great creator of everything. We are part of the great creator of everything. We can do anything. We can accomplish anything. There's nothing to fear. Now, 2,000 years later, yes, these thoughts and these ideas, they've seeded and they've rooted and they've sprang up, right? As to a lot of us really are starting to get this. So, okay, beloved ones, I have this song to bring to you. And understand that this is a very special song, even though we sing it usually at Christmas time about the Jesus story. This song is kind of encoded with an understanding that this was a very special thing that happened, that this was a precious thing that happened. I mean, they say he came to save the world, and I don't mean in the sense you typically think of it, but he actually came with all his entourage to bring light to the world. Now, if you listen to the song, you might feel a twinge or a tingle, and this might indicate that you are one of the many. There was like 144,000 souls that came to do this shift. But if this song gives you that twinge or that tweak or that feeling like something's up here, then by all means, reach out to me, or I have great resources you can make use of. And also there was this wonderful group I became a member of called Ancient Awakenings, which has been very helpful to me in my journey. So I'll put that link in the notes. It's also on my About Lorelei page. But see how this song lands for you. Really kind of see if you can feel it in the cells of your body, because it's encoded. It's encoded with a call to those what we call light workers who may not even know who they are. This song is encoded. So here we go. Let me get to it. Okay, here we go.
Do you hear what I hear? Hear what I hear? Hear what I hear?
Said the night wind to the little lamb. Do you see what I see?
See what I see.
Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see?
See what I see.
A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear?
Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear?
A song, high above the tree, with a voice as big as the sea. With a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty pig, do you know what I know?
I know what I know.
In your palace war, mighty king.
Do you know what I know?
What I know, what I know.
A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold.
said the King to the people everywhere.
Listen to what I say.
What I say.
What I say, pray for peace, people everywhere.
Listen to what I say.
What I say.
A child, sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. Okay, beloved ones, that is my song for the day. And I'm sending you those fifth dimensional energies, the love, the peace, the bliss, the joy, all of that this one Jesus came to bring to us. I'm sending to you now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.